Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Sheikh, and thank you, Chairman, and thank you to the whole congregation here for inviting me to celebrate with you this great Eid celebration. I've prepared some written remarks, and I think, though, what you'll find in what I will speak about today was really a reflection of what all of you who spoke from the heart came to determine as well, that the togetherness that we all seek, that we all know is the ultimate perfection of us as a group of people, will lead to the ultimate celebration and harmonious living for us all. So I'd like to read some prepared remarks. Assalamu alaikum. It is a privilege again here to be with the celebration and the prayer service as the new moon signals the end of Ramadan and this holy month for Muslims throughout the world. For millions of Muslims in the United States and beyond, it's been a time of opportunity to reflect on the teachings of the Holy Quran, the value and importance of charity, mercy, and peace. Values that allow us to come together as people of different faiths, cultures, and customs to focus on forgiveness, compassion for those less fortunate, and unity across communities. More than a decade ago, long before I became mayor, Money magazine called the city of Hollywood the city of the future. And Dr. Ishmael happened to speak of this too, because its diversity of Hollywood most represented what all of America would look like in the next 20 years. Hollywood has worn this distinction proudly, celebrating the diversity that our city has become known for. As the years have passed, we are indeed an even more diverse city and county today more than we were 10 years ago. There's no question the face of America continues to change. And as it does, we are challenged with how we will view our diversity. Do we look at our difference as strength, opportunities to ask questions and gain greater perspective and understanding? Or do we allow our differences to become amplified, separating us from one another and fueling a natural human tendency to be cautious for the unknown? Award-winning author and religion scholar Reza Aslan explains what happens when we approach our differences from the lens of us versus them. How easy it becomes for us to feel that what is unfamiliar or different is dangerous or threatening. Aslan believes that the only way to break free from this mentality is to know and understand people who have different beliefs and backgrounds as friends, co-workers, and neighbors, just as was said before. As we form true relationships, we begin to focus on the natural individual commonalities that bind us together, the shared experiences we have as ordinary members of society, one and the same that we all are. This sentiment can also be heard in the work of the noted author and Omega Institute founder Elizabeth Lesser. A few years ago, she gave a well-known TED Talk announcing a new initiative she was undertaking called Take the Other to Lunch. The idea of this initiative is to counteract our tendency to otherize, defined in our urban dictionary as to make the other separate from our. Portraying in a negative way someone who is from a different background, a viewpoint, religion, race, lifestyle, etc. Lesser challenged the audience to get to know the other by taking them to lunch. She suggested reaching out just one person from a group that you may have negatively stereotyped in the past and invite that person to share a meal. After all, even though we're all busy, we all have to eat, right? She recommended using some guidelines or ground rules to keep the conversation elevated. During her first lunch with the other, they agreed not to try to persuade one another, not to defend or interrupt, but to be curious, conversational, and real. They asked one another about life experiences and what issues they were most concerned about. They even asked, "What have you always wanted to know about someone like me?" By the end of the lunch, Lesser shared that their differences hadn't miraculously melted away, but that they both agreed to speak out in their own communities when they witnessed the kind of otherizing talk that creates wounds and divisions that become harder and harder to overcome. So today I'm truly grateful for the opportunity to be here taking part in my first Eid feast. Events like today's that invite people of all backgrounds to join together and learn about traditions and beliefs that are different from our own help us break through the perceptions that can separate us and enjoy shared experiences that then become the foundation of understanding, mutual respect, appreciation, and yes, friendship too. And that's, I think, we talk about having lunch and spending time with one another, and as we get to know each other on a personal level, all the stereotypes that the world does teach us, perhaps when we grow up as children in a world that has these divisions straining its fabric of its society, that we do create these friendships, and certainly blinds and eliminates the feelings of those stereotypes that we had. So when we do have conversation and we get to know on a personal level people from different faiths who are unknown to us, it's worked for me, and it's worked, I think, for all of us who get enlightened by the personal relationships that we have, to know that we are all friends, and that the things we do see in the media really don't reflect in the end the togetherness that naturally we will cause to create on our own. I understand that Ramadan is a time of self-growth as much as it is a period of self-denial. I've read that the Prophet Muhammad teaches, whoever does not abandon falsehood in word and action, then God has no need that they should leave their food and drink. This is similar to the teachings of Judaism that call us to focus completely on our spirituality during Yom Kippur, the most holy days within the Jewish faith. As you celebrate the end of Ramadan, I hope it has been a time of personal and spiritual growth as we face the challenges that confront us in day-to-day life. We gain strength from these times of observant devotion to our faiths. And so in closing, I offer my sincerest wishes to each of you for health, prosperity, and happiness throughout the coming year. Jazak Allah Kahir. Thank you.